Hello everyone, I hope everybody is staying on the upside. I'm going to run through this as fast as I can of the setup that I have on my computer. It is based off of Windows 11 Pro. Mine's a little different. It's a debloated version. I think it's Windows X Lite or Optima or something like that they call it. But nevertheless, this is based on Windows 11. Now, the photo I found on Facebook, so I don't really have a link to it. Thought it made a pretty cool wallpaper, at least for the day anyway. Change them out quite often. Now, I'm going to show you a tool that does all of this, other than the wallpaper. All the customizations is made on it. As you can see, now I'll get to that in just a moment. As you can see, I've changed the toolbar. The word through the grapevine is this will be somewhat an option on Windows 12. Okay, so I hear, and I've had just a little sneak peek of it. It's a little different, but not that much. And as you can see, everything's translucent, transparent, lucent, tomato, tomato. Translucent, let's call it. Well, most everything is, but even the control. Now, on this particular one, I can get to the old setups of the control panel. You can on regular Windows 11 just type it in the search bar and it'll pop up, and you can make other settings there as well. It's still there, it hadn't left, it's just hiding behind the curtain. But anyways, the tool that we are going to look for today is called Winhawk. Yeah, well, don't have my keyboard, so we'll do it this way. And it should be right here. You just type in Winhawk, and then this one right here, you would download it. Once you get it, download it right here. Once you get it downloaded, you would install it. And this follow the default settings, next, 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 until it brings you to this place right here. And the installment, it should pop up similar to this. Now I already have what I'm using already downloaded or already installed, downloaded and installed. And I'll show you how to do that to give you the ideal of it. But once you get it that way, now you can always pause this or jot this down or whatever. I always kind of just set mine up along with other YouTubers. You know, if whatever you got to do, take a screenshot or something to what you will need. That would be the best way. Just take you a little screen. In fact, I need to do that. Let me see if I can do that. So I'm just going to take a quick little screenshot of it. And I'm going to save it here. And we should have it if we need to look at it, right? So I've got it on hand now. So the settings are there. You can do the same thing on yours by using that little tool. I'm sure you've all used that on Windows. But anyway, now we know what we use, and you would have to download them first, of course. So you would just hit detail as you type these in or whatever how, or scroll and find these that's already installed. Once you do that, you would hit install. You're going to get this little warning. Don't worry about it, just download it anyway. It's been tested, it's proved itself. It's just because it's a third party. When you get these installed, you'd want to maybe go into a few settings. And this one, let me go home. I'm going to start with the taskbar. I like to work backwards. Why not? So once you get that installed, you would want to get the size of it and stuff. And you go to set. Oh no, you'd want to choose which one. I'm ahead of myself, and I chose Windows Glass. There's other ones here to choose from. Like if you wanted Windows, as you can see, it changed there. But I kind of like this one. And the word through the grapevine is that possibly could be very similar to one of the choices that you will have with Windows 12, okay? So once you get your two bar the way you want it, you would want to size it up, and this is where you do it. Taskbar, height, and icon sizer. And then once you get that downloaded, it gives you a little example there of actually how you set it. And you would go to settings and choose them. These are my settings. If you want yours like mine, you would need to do a screenshot. And these would be the settings, okay? Once you get that the way you want it, now you can tweak around on them. If you want the icons smaller, you just make them smaller. As you can see, they got a little smaller. And that's how you would do it on each one of them. Once you do that, now I like my taskbar up until I need it. When something hits it, it will disappear with the auto height. Okay, and that's what this thing's doing. If not, it will just go away and then do like that. And how I got that is through the taskbar settings right here. I cut the search bar off, and this one is in taskbar behavior. I sent mine to the left, okay? It just made it look better for me, and then auto hide right there. And that brought you to this point, okay? So we are back to working order, or seeing you bring in, maximize something, it goes away as well. Okay, or if something taps down on it. I like it that way. That's how Mac OS and a lot of the Linux distros operate. So, you know. So now we have covered the taskbar pretty much. Now, let's go into the style. It's a start menu styler. Right here, you would download it, and here's some examples you can do. Of course, I'm running the translucent one right here, and you would just go to settings and set it on that. As you can see, once again, there are other settings. So, and again, it's whatever you want to use right there. And I'm just going over what I've got. So that would take care of that. Now that makes it like this and gives it that look right there. Good, smooth, nice looking start menu, right? And then you still got your search tab up there. Okay, now then, you would go to the notification one. You would do the same on it and choose, go to settings, translucent shell, okay? And of course that's going to make it like this right here. Here's that part, okay? And now it leaves the File Explorer here. And there's two things you will have to do on it. The Windows 11 File Explorer styler, you'd want to download it, and you would want to set it on, guess, translucent ERI. As you can see, there is other choices, which I'm going to experiment with that later, but once you get it on that, you'd hit save, and there you would be. Now, when you do this, I'm going to take this one off just for a minute, show you what it's going to look like without that one. Yeah, we want this to look pretty too. Okay, so keep that in mind. So that's where this one comes in. So you would need to download it, and once again, you'd want to put what you want to use here, okay? And it tells down here what each one of them is for. And then I set mine on the blur. That way you can still see the writing and stuff. There's other settings there as well, but I chose that. Once again, the acrylic would probably work. When you get it the way you want it, all of these set. Now keep that on in your memory, or take a photo of these or just pause the video. Okay, now let me show you what it does with both of them working together. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful, isn't it? But anyway, that's kind of how I do this, is through one setup, Winhawk. I think I've covered everything. Now, say for instance, you want a little more performance, but you still want your taskbar. Okay, you don't want to mess with that. All you got to do is this right here. Cut them off. Okay. And then all of that leaves is just your taskbar. Even if you still want the taskbar and want a little more performance, you could do that. You know, or just run that one, just whatever. And then all you got running is these little two, which ain't going to take a lot of performance, okay? And you still got a beautiful desktop. Although this has disappeared, which I don't hate that. I mean, I could love on that a little bit, you know, ain't nothing wrong with that. And in fact, guys, I prefer it that way. I just done that to show this demo how nice looking you can make Windows 11, despite of what anybody may have said with this one tool. It does take up some space. Now, say for instance, you are playing a game or editing a video, and you need all the beans. You need all the performance that you can get, okay? And just make sure that it came back to life. It did. You don't want Winhawk working at all. All you got to do is this right here. Right click, exit. And now if you don't check this, it will boot back up into it, which probably that's what you want to do. Hit exit Winhawk. Watch. It is now running off the Windows 11, okay? As it was when you got it, or I've got everything over to the left here. I'm an old Windows 10 guy. And see, that went back to its original look, which, you know, really ain't bad. I mean, what's wrong with that? You got a beautiful desktop. When you're ready to go to work, it's right there. And then you got the performance that you need. And then say you're going to shoot a video like I am today and you want it to look good. How you start this back is simply restart your computer, or just find the Winhawk, and there you have it. Okay? It's back to life. So if you need it, like the video today, I wanted it to look good, and it does. Now, if I'm doing a video editing, I will kill that thing just like I showed you, because I need all the performance I can get out of this little computer. So, you know, I can have it looking snazzy if I miss searching around or playing around on it. And yeah, guys, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good one and stay on the upside.